The following is not meant for children, has been edited by Cute Stuff, and is brought to you by support from Patreon. Hello, and welcome back. I am MasterAelix, and this is MasterAelix's Build Love Time, or better known as MasterAelix's BLT. The videos in this series are where I go over character builds for some of my favorite RPGs. In this video, I plan to show, step by step, how to make a character build that I really enjoy, and explain why I enjoy it. And hopefully you will too. Now, I like to make fun and flavorful character builds, something that leans more into ROLE play instead of ROLL play. However, it never hurts to give yourself a bit of numerical advantage from time to time. You know, as a treat. Now, my way is far from the only way to build characters. This is just one character built in a way I think is fun. However, I hope it's a way that you might enjoy as well, and a character that you could play yourself one day. Now, let's take the time to build this BLT.
Oh, hi. It's nice to meet you. Oh, is that the earth animal known as a doggo? Oh, can I meet it? Okay, Jitterbug, be careful. Don't want to shock the animal. That nose is wet.
Today's BLT is for the Transformers RPG by Renegade Games. This week's art is brought to us by the artist MetalSonic612, and you can find more of their great works on their DeviantArt page under MetalSonic612. The character today is Jitterbug, the cuteness generator. This bot's ult mode is a Cybertronian power generator. Jitterbug appeared on Earth relatively recently, only after the defeat of Unicron and Rodimus Prime taking command. She was instantly liked for her ability to understand technology and her generosity to share the energon she makes, but she was instantly in love with Earth and the sheer scale of organic life and all the processes of biological evolution. Bots don't reproduce that way, and so for her this is all fascinating. Her sharp mind and eagerness to help has made her a valued member of the Autobot team. So, let's get into the layers of this BLT, shall we? The books you'll need to get from Renegade Games to make the character as I've made her here is The Core Rulebook, Decepticon Directive, and Enigma of Combination. So, let's start off with all the stuff you want to grab before getting levels. Influence. Jitterbug's young origin doesn't have a great representation, however, the experiment influence from the Core Rulebook is very handy. For her, I selected option number 3, which is the one that gives her an edge with unfamiliar technology. This is very handy for the curious brainy bot. Origin. Jitterbug has an object alt mode, so that means she's a lookout. And while you can get this ability from a perk later on, it's best served here. Plus, its origin perk, Lookout, is handy. For the options between a ground speed or an airspeed, I went with airspeed. I also like to have this represented that she's in a cushion of electromagnetic static. It's quite funny that way. This origin starts us off with a +1 to the speed essence, which I then chose to put into the infiltration skill. Role. Jitterbug is a very smart bot, and that makes her ideal for the scientist role. Being a power generator, there is no better option than Elementalist. Normally, if you want to make a combat scientist, you go with Elementalist. But this time, she's just too cute to be actively dangerous. But she will defend herself. Speaking of being helpful, the scientist perk, Into Phylum, is combat medicine. Very nice. The other perks are also handy. Broad Understanding is an incredible value. It only takes a single skill point, but it is worth dozens. Circuit Breaker not only is thematically perfectly named, but it also narrows our focus. And then there is Energon Battery. I'm not gonna lie, this perk is potent, powerful, and a little overpowered. Scientist gives Jitterbug a +1 to the Strength Essence, which I roll into Conditioning, and it gives us a +1 to Smarts Essence, which I put into the Technology skill. The Elementalist Focus, from Decepticon Directive, is quite potent. With Jitterbug, this manifests as her being a power generator and having a great deal of knowledge of the control of electricity. This starts off with the perk Energy Affinity, and we select the electric element. This focus also gives us a +1 to the Smarts Essence, which is no surprise. And this once more goes into the Technology skill. Technology is a key skill for scientists. Faction. Jitterbug is a sweet little bot, so where else would she survive but within the ranks of the Autobots? So, For the Allspark is for her. I can totally see her palling around with Rodimus. However, there is an alternate dimension where Jitterbug is a Decepticon, and she'd work closely with Soundwave. She generates the power, and he cubes it up. Hopefully the big guy will protect her, and not exploit her like Starscream would. Next step is gear. Jitterbug isn't a huge combat character. She's more into helping bots, so follow your spark. However, there's a couple of pieces of gear that I have found that can be rather fun for her. So, for her internal slots, I suggest an Elemental Jet, Electric. This can manifest as something like Force Lightning, but this does have the reload trait, so be careful. Otherwise, I have her carry a Directed Element Rifle, Electric. This is a very solid weapon, it's got a decent range, and that electric trait is always handy. Now we come to the Essence step. This is where we're going to have some fun plot twists here. Like suggested, I put the spread at 4, 3, 3, and 2, with the 4 going to Social, which is very slow for scientists otherwise. For the skills under Social, I went with 3 ranks in Animal Handling, and Specialization in Cute Animals. She's just a big softie, despite her Cybertonium exterior. After that, the first +3 goes to Smarts, which should be to no surprise. The plot twist comes that it's 2 ranks into Science and a Specialization in Biology. Again, she's just a big softie. Next up, we put a +3 into the Speed Essence, which gets her 2 into Initiative and 1 into Infiltration. Last up is a +2 to Strength Essence. These skill points are put into Conditioning and Athletics. This point of Athletics is just a tiny bit of future-proofing, because at level 6, she can make element grenades, and I didn't want her to be wholly without the skills to use them, even though she does cheat because she's a scientist. Hey, you've made it this far into the video. Thank you for that. Seems like you're liking the video, so please show that you do by hitting the thumbs up button down below. Maybe leave a comment, tell me what you're enjoying. Now that the start has been established, let's get into the levels. For Jitterbug, we only need to get her to level 4, but since I mentioned level 6 earlier, I'm going to go all the way there. Level 2. Level 2's perk, Walk Them Through It, is very useful and very characterful. She's helpful, and so will happily explain complex topics to others, even the strange and alien world of organics. This level comes with a +1 to the Smarts Essence, and I put that skill into Technology. Level 3. The perk Self-Preservation is one of those perks that simply makes sense. She should be at least resistant to being zapped by others. This level also grants her a +1 to the Speed Essence, and for this one I put that into Initiative. She is jittery after all. Level 4. Level 4 is the one I have been waiting for. This is the general perk level, and this is where she really comes online as a power generator. The perk I selected is Spark of the Ancients from Enigma of Combination. This is so good for her. So much so, I almost made her a drone origin just so I could get this at level 1. However, this perk coming in a little later can make it really feel like she's been doing some self-improvement. This perk gets her more power, more quickly, and raises her maximum energon, so what is there not to love? Level 4 also gives us a +1 to the Strength Essence to which I put into the athletics skill. Again, future-proofing. Level 5. Level 5 is another friendly, helpful perk in Thesis. It's along the same skill trick line as Broad Understanding. Plus, now she can use her vast knowledge of jellyfish and zebroids to help others. This level comes with a +1 to the Smarts Essence, to which I put into the technology specialization, Electrical Engineering. Level 6. For those of you who have watched all of my BLT videos, it is no surprise I have an affinity for grenades. They're versatile and can be used creatively. So when this level comes around and the scientist can just create element grenades, you know I had to say something. This level is fantastic for utility and flavor, and means they always have something available to them. Also, it comes with a +1 to the social essence, to which I put that into animal handling once again. And at this point, for what I wanted to make for Jitterbug, she is done. She's just a wonderfully quirky, small, fun bot. That, and if you cross her, she will fry you from the inside out. Friendly and helpful as the day is long, and would happily give away her energon to all bots in need. I also see her as the kind of bot who would give energon to a fallen Decepticon, because they need it. As for alternates and alternatives, there is a Decepticon build out there that took Drone to get Spark of the Ancients at level 1. There's also one out there where instead of a Lookout, she was made as a Minicon, preferably the power transfer conduit kind. A great companion for Soundwave. Or, heck, let's go extra dark and have her hang out with Shockwave. And with all of that being said and done, here's where I'm going to say, thank you all for joining me. Please remember to like, comment, and of course subscribe. It's a little click for you, but a really big deal for me. And if you have enjoyed this video, please check out the links down below for links to the artist, my editor, and of course my Patreon campaign, where you can get a variety of rewards, including early access to all my videos. Thank you all for joining me, and I shall see you all on the next one. And I'd like to give a special shout out to all my patrons who help make these videos possible. Aaron Smith, Brian Pelfrey, Chris Armstrong, Dennis Detman, Harry Thompson, and Mark Milius. Thank you all so much for your contributions. I wouldn't have this channel without you. Thank you very much.